have? Yeah, this is a big one. So 2 years ago, just before the World Championships in Korea, I made a video where I predicted who was going to win every event at the WCA World Championships. And well, it's almost that time of year again, isn't it? Worlds is going to be in Seattle very soon. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be going this year. It just didn't line up with my schedule. I'm going somewhere else instead. So stay tuned for that. But I've got some really interesting predictions that I think might be a little bit left of center and might not be what most people are predicting, but we'll see. I'm going to go through every event and I'm basically going to say the top 3 people I think that are going to podium in every event. Starting with everyone's favorite, multi-blind. So looking at who's signed up for multi-blind, there's pretty much all the top players. We've got world number 1, 2, and 3 all on the podium. Bro Hessler just recently broke the world record and I think he's going to keep that momentum going into this competition. Now, last time it was a bit confusing because Graham Siggins actually DNF'd the first round, which meant that he didn't actually get into the second attempt, meaning he had no chance of winning. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to go this year, but I'm hoping that the multi-blind cubers have learned their lesson from last time and they're going to make sure to safety the first round by getting something, super easy and then getting into the finals and trying their really big cube attempts, 50, 60 cubes. So right off the bat, I'm going to say Ro Hessler number 1, Graham Siggins number 2, and Yu Ching Chen for number 3. He's been doing pretty well in Asia as well. Alright, yeah, next up we got 4 and 5 blind. This one, well, gotta go Stanley Chappell for these two. I mean, he's so dominant in all the events, but there's definitely room for upsets in this event. You get one bad 5 blind attempt and the whole average is gone, and then you get a little bit scared. But then we've also got Ryan Eckersley from the UK. He's been doing pretty well recently, definitely trailing behind a little bit, but still definitely a top player. And of course, we've got a lot of the top players. Tommy Cherry, Michael Tripodi, represent. Daniel Wallen. I mean, even Charlie Eggins is up there. Look, just because Stanley Chappell has the world records doesn't mean he's going to be world champion. It all depends on the day. Alright, now this is an event I'm really interested in. We got FMC. FMC is always a weird one at Worlds because FMC obviously varies drastically depending on the scramble. I mean, we got a lot of top players going to Worlds, and to me, I think Wong Chong Wen is going to win this year, purely just because he's been so consistent in all of his solves. I mean, look at this. We've also got Firstjun Vashada going, Jaden McNeil, I mean, he won last year, and Christopher Chi, all with sub 21 averages and global averages around 21, which is crazy that that's a thing people can do these days. Look, FMC could be anyone's game, but I've got my money on Wong Chong Wen. Alright, square one. Samir is going to be there. I mean, he's got a pretty good chance of winning, but so does Hassan and Max Shaw as well. Now, I'm going to say that one of the top 3 guys are going to win. However, I think Ryan Pillart actually has a really good chance of podiuming him this time. He's been doing pretty decently in square one recently. He's got a pretty good track record for keeping cool under pressure, and he's really not that far off the top. I mean, he's ranked 8th in this competition, which, top 10 really is anyone's game at Worlds. I mean, in some of the events anyway. I mean, look, anyone with a sub 6 square one average definitely has a chance. But for me, I'm going to say Samir's going to win this one. Or Scube. Okay. So, Scube's another one of those events that really depends on the scramble and really depends on the people on the day. We've got number 1, 2, and 3 going to Worlds this year. Carter, Dominic, and Zane. But I mean, last time, no one predicted that Stanley Chappell was going to win Scube. I mean, he's obviously world number 1 at the big blind events, so you'd assume he's good at other stuff, but no one really thought, I mean, including him, that he was going to win Worlds for Scube. So very competitive at the moment, but I think Carter has this one, just because Dominic's amazing. He is 2nd in the world, obviously, but I think Carter is just that little bit more consistent. And to be honest, I don't really know many of the top Scube solvers at the moment, so it'll be really interesting to see how that goes. Oh yeah, and if you want to get any of these cubes that they're using in these videos, get them from Speedcube Shop and use my discount code. That's pretty good. Alright, Pyramix. Sebastian Lee just recently getting the world record by, quite a big margin. 115 average, which is absolutely insane. Most people can't even get that as a single. And then Jasper Murray, Elias Yu, lots of top players in Oceania I'm sure have a chance. And Lin Kun Jiang from China, 2nd in the world currently, had the world record, but just slightly behind Sebastian. You know what? I'm going to make a bold claim and say that Jasper Murray is going to win Pyramix this year. Then we're going to have Sebastian Lee and Elias Yu for 3rd place. Why not? Alright, Megamix. Wow, I forgot that Timofey Tarasenko has the world record at the moment. 25.36 average. Wow, he's definitely on top of his game. But I think LML, Leandro Martin Lopez, I think he's going to win this year. He's been that consistent and that dominant for so long. I think he has a very good shot of getting Worlds. I think he deserves it as well. He has heaps of world records in Mega. To me, I think he is the best in the world at Mega currently. But I mean, Alexander Vucic, not far behind, has had the Oceanic record for a long time and definitely a top player as well. So I'm going to say he's going to be 3rd. Oh, okay. Clock. So, Clock is a very interesting one. We actually have the top 5 clock solvers going to Worlds this year, which doesn't normally happen. Lachlan Gibson has the world record average currently, but in front of Vladimir from, he was from Ukraine. I guess he's changed to America now. Brendan Dungett again, very top player. Carter used to have the world record record. Look, if I have to choose one, I'm going to say Vladimir. He's been getting some crazy times and some crazy singles. I mean, he somehow has the continental record for Europe and North America in clock average simultaneously because he changed his country, which is pretty hilarious. So that just goes to show how consistent he is. I'm going to say number one, Vladimir. Before we get into the end-by-ends, we've got Blind. Jeez, look, why not? Chiggins. I think he's going to win this year. One of the best in the world, still very consistent, and definitely up there as one of the top contenders at the moment, but Tommy Cherry is still very dominant. It's just 3 Blind has been a little bit slow recently with world records because they've just got so low so fast that I think it's time that people catch up a little bit. So it's a bit hard to tell at the moment in Blind. Again, a lot of the top blind solvers are going to Worlds this year, so it's going to be very interesting to see how this goes. I mean, some of the OGs, you know, Ro Hessler, Jeff Park, Stanley Chappell, they all have definitely a chance of podiuming, but I think Tommy Cherry and Charlie Eggins are definitely the top players this year again. But why not? Let's go Charlie Eggins. Represent Australia. Alright, last couple of events left, starting with the big cubes. Look, Max Park's still very dominant, but he might not win everything. Look, last year he was extremely dominant in the big cubes, and he was definitely the favourite by a long shot, but, you know, things have changed over the last 2 years. I know Max Park recently got the world record for 6x6, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate into the world champion. Seung-Hak Nam, I'm going to say, is going to win this year. Incredible development in the big cubes, especially 6x6, and he's gotten his times very close to Max Park. But just recently I made a video about Lim Hung, who is so close to world records from a lot of the times, just trailing behind. He's 4th in the world currently for average, and I'm pretty sure he'll podium, if not win. But look, Max Park is obviously still up there. I'm just hoping that we can give it to someone else this time. But I wouldn't be mad if Max won again. It would be very good to see another world champion for him. But obviously Timon is in the running as well. Timon's more of a smaller big cube kind of person, like 4x4 and 5x5. Yes, he's still a top player in 6 and 7, but I don't think he's going to podium as much this time. So yeah, 5x5, I think Timon's going to get this one. Possibly Max Park, but Kaiwen Wang from Chinese Taipei, Taiwan, whatever you want to call it. He's currently 3rd in the world, sort of snuck up a little bit, and he's going to Worlds this year, so I think he has a shot of coming either 1st or 2nd for sure. Now 4x4, I actually am going to say Timon. Timon's going to win 4x4. He's doing very well at the moment, and he's gotten very close to the world record a few times. Scratch that. Timon does have the world record for 4x4 currently. I completely forgot about that. When did that happen? Oh well, in February this year, Timon broke the world record for 4x4. I completely forgot about that. He beat it by quite a lot as well. 19.17 average, wow. Okay, well, my initial prediction still stands. Timon's gonna do pretty well in 4x4. But look, Sebastian Weyer, still one of the top players. I know he used to be the person who everyone thought of as the 4x4 guy, and so he's still kept that status. With a sub 20 average, which only 3 people in the world have, Ruhang Shu and Seung-Hak Nam, even Timofey Tarasenko from Russia has a chance. Podium. 4x4 is going to be really interesting. Alright, 2x2. Okay. Are we going to see Yi Heng get the world champion for this one? I think what's going to happen, if Yi Heng doesn't get world champion for 3x3, he'll definitely get it for 2x2. I don't know, I just feel like that's what's going to happen. He'll kind of put all his effort into one of these events, and I don't think it's going to be both, but it could be one or the other. Now Zayn, obviously a massive competitor. There's just been so many people getting crazy good 2x2 averages this year, well, and last year. Look, there's 5 people going to this competition that have a sub 1 average, and many people that have a very close to sub 1 average as well, which wasn't even possible 2 years ago. So look, I'm going to say, just for the sake of guessing, Yi Heng's going to win 2x2. Theodore from Poland is probably going to come 2nd. He's been doing crazy good, has a sub 1 average, and he also has the world record single, which I know doesn't mean much for 2x2, but he's very good, very consistent, so why not? And thirdly, I really hope Zayn podiums this year. He's had a crazy beef with Yi Heng, and I think that'll be a really fun rivalry to see happen on the big stage. Okay, so for 3x3, what are my predictions for the 3x3 winner of Worlds 2025? Well, like I've said in previous videos, I don't have that much faith in Yi Heng. Not that I don't think he's good, obviously. I just think we might see a repeat of 2023, where Yi Heng comes 2nd or even 3rd, and I'm thinking that Xuan Yijing might get this one this year. Look, I'd love to see Yi Heng get a world championship title for 3x3, because last year he was very close, but just didn't get it because of Max, and I really want this photo to come true as well. But look, I just think Xuan Yijing is a bit more consistent this year. Yi Heng has lower times, but in rougher competitions like Worlds, anything can happen. So I'm gonna say Xuan Yijing 1st, Yi Heng Wang 2nd, and then, Who's going to be third? You know what? I'm going to go with Luke Garrett. I don't think Timon's going to have it this year. I think he's going to focus more on the other events, and so will Max Park. Ruhang Shu definitely has a chance at podiuming because he's been pretty consistent, just not at that level. Same with Luke Garrett, but you know, we'll see. Maki Hiroto definitely has a chance of podiuming as well. Hofan Zhang, maybe. Look, between rank 1 and 10, I think any of those people would be able to podium, but I think it's up to Yiheng, Xuanyi, or Luke to get in the top 1. That's my prediction. From watching many YouTube videos and following this really closely, this is my predictions for 2025. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think I'm going to be completely wrong? Who do you think's going to win? But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.